So this video is basically a hodgepodge video. Oh, welcome to the Gweilo 60 channel. I'm cruising around on the outskirts of Nanning City today on my e-bike, yes, and I'm still hoping that I've got enough juice to get home. I dropped Wei Fong off at the old folks home. She took some soup to her dad. You know, she's really nice to him. He's been in there for a couple, 2-3 years. He's bedridden, and that's one of the main reasons we came back to China this time, because Wei Fong wanted to see her dad. He's on his last legs, and you know, it's the end of an era. Her mom passed away back in 2011. The old man is in pretty rough shape, and that's just the way of it. You know, cruising along these roads, on one side is construction, on the other side is basically rural China, as rural China can get. Fields, mountains, probably got snakes in there, rice paddies. Oh yeah, they got rice paddies. And they also have people with horns. It's just the way it is. Here in China, when you see, and it's not a bad thing, because when somebody's coming up on the left-hand side, they're taught to honk a horn to let you know that they're there. It's not saying, get out of my way, you know, like the Western way of it, but here it's just a different world. I'm turning around now. And at the end of this road is a park. Cool, eh? They got parks everywhere in China. It's just one of those things. As people know, I love the parks. I like to see people, you know, they exercise, they play instruments, they do Tai Chi, they do all of the stuff that you don't see in the parks in Canada and the United States. They've got different hobbies in Canada and the United States, and we all know what that is in the parks. Urban camping, yes. Canadians and Americans love their urban camping. Tents on the street corners, on the cement, in the parks. They like to do their drugs while they're over there doing their urban camping, and you know, whatever else they're into, up to no good. Well, you see, when you're urban camping, you don't have to have a job and go to work. You just wait for your welfare check to bounce into your bank account. Urban campers have bank accounts, I'm sure, and ATM cards and all that too. But you know, you smell it out here, and it's just like being on the farm. I did some videos down in the Bobai area, and you know, even though you're on the outskirts of Nanning City, a city of 8 million people, you still have that smell of rural China, and I love it. It's seriously, I love this country. I love the new. I also love the old and the rural stuff. I think maybe that's probably because of my age and growing up in a rural community in Canada, Weldon, 250 people. It sort of takes me back to my childhood a little bit, only in a different way, because here it's China. It's not Canada. Yesterday it was 35 degrees out with about 80% humidity. It was so hot, and there's not even a stitch of wind. Today it started at 27 above this morning, went down to 24, and they say by this evening it'll be down to 20. And I think that means rain's coming, and it'll just get clean and green. And being in a subtropical area of China, right down in the southwestern portion, it gets hot, it gets cold, it gets wet. It's the way it is. As I drive down this road in a semi-rural area of Nanning, Guangxi Autonomous Region, mainland China, I can't help but notice that, you know, there's birds basically everywhere. You will hear from certain disgruntled people that used to live in China that just couldn't hack it here, that there's no birds in China. Well, you know, one of the things that you have to understand from these people is they left with mud on their face. They were disgruntled people, and they're lashing out. Plus, the haters in the West will believe anything just so long as it fits their narrative. You know what I mean? It's the way the West was built, on other people's backs, on lies, on cheating, and nothing's changed in the last 200 years. It is the same as it was back then, and it'll never be like this. I don't know which video it was that got the comment, Gweilo, can you take your e-bike and drive it into the countryside? Well, yes, I can. I've just put new batteries in it, so it's probably good for about 30 kilometers before she sputters out and goes a half a mile an hour. But you'd be amazed how long you can do that with an e-bike. Even if the batteries die, you can just turn it off and sit for a bit, and then you can get another half a mile out of her, and then you do the same thing. But after a while, you're especially if you hit some hills, then you're pushing. But yeah, you can actually, just a second, let me get off my bike here. You can actually go to rural areas where people still farm the land, as you can see these people down here, but it's semi-rural area. It's you've got the high rises over here, you've got a 4-lane paved road right beside it, you've got see when they block off with the cement sort of walls here, that means that's going to be construction area. So as you see the high rises being built over in this area, this is what's going to happen in this area too. Either that or commercial buildings for factories and such. China is growing at leaps and bounds. They do have birds, and they have driver education on these side roads, and that's what you're looking at here. Learning how to drive, yeah. So not only do they have the hustle and bustle of the big city, they also have, the laid-back rural areas of mainland China. And in Guangxi Autonomous Region, most of the area is this laid-back rural area where they grow chickens and they grow pigs and they do all of that stuff and they're watering their crops, and they're living in the old ways that they have for hundreds, even thousands of years. Yep, check this stuff out, guys. This is real rural China. You don't see a lot of the younger people doing this. When you come to this type of an area, you'll see the older people working the fields. And I guess that's just synonymous with the idea that there's more opportunity in the city. There's the younger are getting better educated. They don't want the ways of the old. It's just one of those things that change is change, and you're seeing it here in China in a big way, where the cities are taking over some of the areas that used to be farming. People are being displaced, definitely, in certain areas. If you're a farmer area in the city, you do lose your land to new construction. And you do get displaced. But along with that comes a fairly good payday. You see a lot of the urban farming communities, they build them little communities so they have a place to live. They get a number of apartments. They make a fair bit of money off of the sale of their land. So, the next couple of generations will have a better life. And with that better life comes education and a change of life into urbanized China from rural China. You see the mountains in the background? See the trees on top of the mountains? Yeah, it's a beautiful country here, especially in Guangxi Autonomous Region, where most of this whole area is mountains like that and fields like this. That's another video on the outskirts of Nanning City. from Gweilo 60. If you like this video, as always, like, comment, subscribe, push that share button. Don't forget to resubscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell. And yes, I'm driving an e-bike with one hand, and I can't have a beer at this moment because I don't have three hands. So hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you back here next time. Because if you're a subscriber, you get notified of all the new videos that come out on my channel. So until next time, I'd say peace out with the other hand, but I'd be nose down in the dirt. Bye now.